Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Jernigan, and this is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, a part of the Press Play Podcast Network. This is Michael Jernigan, joined by my tag team partner, as always, Mr. Jan Patterson. What's happening?
My man, Jern. What's going on?
Oh, you know it.
We're live here in our very own Thunderdome.
Yes.
Piped in crowd music.
We
piped
should.
in booze. Piped in cheers.
We should. How you feeling about the Thunderdome?
Look, I got some things here, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I like controversy.
Yeah.
Right? One, Vince McMahon has not had one original idea during this pandemic.
Okay.
Not one.
Uh-huh.
Not one.
Yeah.
Camera angles. Where'd he get it from?
Well, the hard camera is now facing the walkway, and so AEW did that first.
Correct.
Yep.
All right, so he stole that idea. On Monday Night Raw, they got Raw Underground.
Yep.
Stole it.
Well,
It's Bloodsport. It's from, GCW. Bloodsport. My man did it there first. Stole it. But I do like what they're doing because they're hyping up a big match with it. So I kind of do like that. But stole it. Thunderdome.
yeah.
Stole it.
What's that from?
That's the NBA. Virtual fans.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah. Listen. They've had it since day one.
Yeah.
In the
I mean,
bubble.
at least the NBA virtual fans are actual fans. Right?
What do you mean, actual fans?
Well, I've seen Ted. Ain't it that little teddy bear from?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen a teddy bear.
Yeah.
I've seen Pikachu or Pokemon or somebody's been there.
Uh-huh.
We were talking earlier. God rest his soul. Chris Benoit has been ringside.
All right.
I don't know how he got there.
I saw a sign said Fire Velveteen Dream was in
Fire Velveteen Dream. Then, of course, probably the most controversial we had. Oh, no, they had a live execution video. Like somebody staged an execution video in one of them.
I hadn't seen this.
Yes, they had that. And then, of course, they had the Klansmen.
Uh-huh, I did see that.
So, I mean, it's kind of, look, fans, chill out.
Know your role.
I mean, Twitter fans and you guys make wrestling awful.
Listen, we all agree wrestling the past couple of months without fans is rough.
Terrible.
It is rough. Now that we actually got some visual fans in the crowd, although I don't believe all that crowd noise is coming.
Oh, it's piped in.
Yeah. So, but at least it looks better, and I think it looks a lot better than the plexiglass and
Look,
the
the
10.
laser light show,
Yeah.
all that is amazing.
Yeah, I think it looks a lot better. And now you idiots are going to ruin it for all of us.
Vince McMahon's going to shut it down because you acting a fool.
He can't have Chris Benoit at Monday Night Raw every week.
No.
You can't do that.
No. If you had to guess, right?
Yeah.
If you had to guess who's showing up at SmackDown, virtual fan, what is some idiot going to do to be there?
I would not be surprised if somebody had like a Jericho picture,
Right.
and Jericho was there. Cody Rhodes, Kenny
Right.
Omega, Tony Khan,
Arn Anderson.
Yeah, somebody from AEW. That would be
FTR.
that would be funny. I think JR. If you had a picture of JR in there,
Because I read a thing. They said when fans act up, they're gonna be fined. How are you gonna fine a fan? Right?
unless I don't know what type of agreement you have to sign to get into that thing.
Yeah, unless they still got your credit card number, and all of a sudden, hey, you're gonna give us an extra
$200.
because you acting a fool.
That's
which
funny.
I'm fine with.
That's funny.
I mean, stop ruining it for the people, y'all.
Yeah, listen, idiots, stop it.
And
Cut
here-
it out.
And we said at the beginning of all this, when AEW took off, it is the greatest time to be a wrestling fan.
That's right.
And here's these fools
Messing it up.
for everyone.
I don't know what's worse, the Rona messing it up or these fans messing it up for all of
Oh,
us.
the Rona.
the Rona.
Yeah,
the Rona.
I mean, I would rather have 50,000 fans in there.
I agree.
Especially pay-per-view nights and things like that.
That way you know Chris Benoit will not be there.
Right.
You at least know Benoit will not be there.
Here's what's going to happen, right? And to me, this is funny, right? If they ever do go back to big crowds,
Yeah.
you go to ringside, because remember back in the day, you'd always see the one guy who looked like Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Always set camera side.
Yep.
Somebody always had a Ric Flair robe on.
There was a guy named Vlad, the superfan. He was always there.
Right. You had, back in the day, you had guys would wear suits like the Four Horsemen.
Uh-huh.
What happens if when fans come back, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit,
Uh-huh.
all these guys are now sitting ringside? Would Vince make them leave?
You mean like dressed up?
Yeah, fans dressed up like those guys. Like the most controversial people. Like let's say WrestleMania coming up.
Yeah.
We're back to normal life.
Yeah.
And sitting ringside
Yeah.
is Chris Jericho, Swagger, good old JR, Bischoff,
Now,
Bret Hart.
I think if it's them, no.
No, I'm talking about fans dressed like them.
I'm saying if they're dressed up like AEW guys, I don't think so.
You don't think they make them leave?
Now,
they're gone.
If somebody's there wearing like a Canada hat and a Benoit shirt, I could see them at least offering them a free, John Cena shirt or something, just to cover up the Benoit shirt.
I say they're out.
Well, I don't know.
I say they're out.
I don't know.
I mean, we've been there, right? We've been to matches, and you know good and well, the only time you're allowed to stand up is when?
At the beginning of the match or the end of the match.
When they're coming down and leaving,
yes,
or during one of those long commercial breaks.
That security guard was quick that one night we were at Raw.
Hey,
yes.
hey, get down.
He was quick. You stood up in the middle of a match, boy. He was up quick. Down.
Right.
Sit down. Oh, gosh. Good times.
And so you just imagine if people are dressed like that.
No, I don't think they care.
They're moving them. They're moving them to the
They
other
may
side.
move. They may move them.
They're not in camera shot.
Yeah, they may slide, just move somebody from one side to the other. So, all right, let's talk about the big weekend. We had a big wrestling weekend this past weekend. We had NXT TakeOver 30 on Saturday night, and then we had SummerSlam on Sunday night. I thought both of these shows were really good. I thought NXT was better, but I thought SummerSlam was good. Let's talk about SummerSlam first. One, we both like the Thunderdome.
Yep.
Which I think added to the show. It made the show feel bigger, more important, better looking than the plexiglass and the 25 NXT people hanging around. I like the Thunderdome. Don't F it up, boys.
No.
Don't mess this up. The night started off with Asuka versus Bayley in a really good match. We had Bayley getting the win, of course, to extend her SmackDown Championship reign. She's been champion for over 300 days.
A while, man.
She's been champion. I know they're slow burning this Sasha and Bayley storyline.
It's getting ready to pick up.
And this here built into it. You had Sasha take a blow for Bayley, distract Asuka, and then Bayley got the win to continue her 300 and some odd day reign as SmackDown Women's Champion. Next up, we had the Tag Team Championship match. Big deal. Sorry, y'all. Big deal.
What?
You had the Street Profits defeat Angel Garza and Andrade. By the way, I was watching this show with my 5-year-old boy and my lovely wife. TJ, the 5-year-old, loved the Street Profits.
Oh, I can see it.
He loved the Street Profits.
I can see it. Little hip. They're cool, things like that. But nobody cared about that match.
He loved them so much. Next up, we had what I was not expecting to be a really good match. Turned out to be maybe one of the best matches Mandy Rose has ever had. You had Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville in what was supposed to be a hair versus hair match, but ended up being a loser leaves town match because you had the whole saga with Mandy and Sonya and the guy breaking into their apartment, trying to kidnap them and all this stuff. So I think Sonya's going to take some time off.
Yeah.
And she'll be back. But I'd rather see somebody get their hair cut, to be honest with you.
Oh, absolutely. That's old school right there.
So you had Mandy Rose defeat Sonya Deville, gave her 3 kicks to the face, knees to the face, hard knees too. Mandy Rose, this is probably the best match. She hadn't had a lot of single matches, but this is probably the best one she had. After the match, Otis come down and was celebrating with Mandy. Callie, my wife, was in the room. She said, "Michael, who's that?" I said, "That's Mandy's boyfriend." Callie said, "No."
Yeah, exactly.
I said, "Yeah." She said, "There ain't no way that's her boyfriend." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Michael, stop it. That is not." I said, "Kelly, I can show you pictures on Instagram of them together. Like, that's your boyfriend and girlfriend." Kelly, I could not convince her that they were together.
No, you can't convince anybody of that.
In real life.
But here's the question. Who would look better with a shaved head? Sonya Deville or Mandy Rose?
Sonya.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I think back to, remember when, years ago, probably over 10 years ago, when CM Punk was doing the Straight Edge Society deal.
Yeah.
He had the girl named Serena.
Yeah.
She had a shaved head. She looked good with a shaved head.
Both of them look good.
I'm not much for like a peach fuzz on a girl as far as hair goes.
G.I. Jane.
But Serena looked good. I'm going with Sonya. If you had to cut the hair,
All right.
I'm going with Sonya. So Sonya will be out of town for a little while, but I bet she'll be back. Next up, we have the street fight with Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. First of all, this was a good match. Second of all, I'm done with the whole Mysterios. Like, they beat this boy down a couple weeks ago, gave him those lashes with the kendo stick. It was the same thing tonight. He got a little payback on Seth with the kendo stick. Ray was outside, didn't want to interfere. Anyway, Seth Rollins ended up getting the win over Dominic Mysterio, which, by the way, Dominic had a really good first match.
I heard he did.
This is his first match.
But here's
really
the thing.
good. He looked good. He didn't mess anything up.
He's not a Mysterio.
He's too big.
He's a Guerrero.
He's too big.
Guerrero won the match back in the day. He's Eddie's son.
That was 15 years ago at SummerSlam.
Yes, that's Eddie's boy.
Dominic made his SummerSlam debut 15 years ago as a chubby kid with iced hair, and then now 15 years later he's in a match with Seth Rollins. Also, after this match, Dominic and Eddie was walking back up the ramp, and TJ was still there. I said, TJ, that's father and son. Which one do you think's the daddy? Which one do you think's the kid?
Yeah.
He said, oh, it's easy, Dad. The big one. The big one's the dad.
Right.
The little one's the kid.
He's either adopted or he really is Eddie Guerrero's son.
I said, no, buddy. The little one's the daddy. TJ's like, no.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Not buying it, y'all.
Next up, we had the Raw Women's Championship. We had what my son TJ called that lady from Japan, Asuka, versus Sasha Banks. And this may have been the best match on the show. And we had Asuka regaining the Raw Women's Champion, defeating Sasha Banks without the help of Bayley, which plays into their the whatever you want to call it, their feud that's going to happen whenever it's going to happen.
Can we just take a moment and talk about how underappreciated and good-looking Sasha Banks is?
I've been saying that for years.
Man.
Well, hold up. What do you mean by underappreciated?
I don't think, everybody talks about Mandy Rose, which she is good-looking, right?
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair,
yeah,
which she is good-looking.
Yeah.
Your girl in NXT, Candice LeRae. Which is good-looking.
I am a fan.
Right? But you never hear people talk, man, Sasha Banks is fine.
I've been saying that for years. Bayley's good looking.
No, she ain't.
Stop it.
No, she ain't.
Stop. You hadn't seen the right parts.
I've seen them.
Yeah, stop it.
So
listen,
no.
I think Sasha's good looking, no question. When you said underappreciated, I thought you meant wrestling wise.
No, she's a daggone good wrestler.
No, I don't think she's as good as what everybody says.
Really?
Yeah. Like when
good,
her and Bayley and Charlotte and Becky all come up a few years ago to the main roster, everybody was saying Sasha's going to be the breakout star. I never saw it. She's good, but she ain't that good.
Out of the Horsemen, put them in order. Wrestling.
Those women?
Wrestling. In order. Who you got?
Charlotte.
1.
Bayley.
2.
Sasha.
3.
Becky.
I flip-flop Sasha and Bayley.
No, I would not be opposed to that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But I think Bayley's good too, boy.
Yeah.
All right, next up you have the WWE Championship match with Drew McIntyre defending his title against Randy Orton. Here's what I thought was going to happen. I thought Flair was going to come out. They were going to reveal it was all a big ruse, that his nut shot that he got the week before was just a setup to get to Drew McIntyre, and then Randy Orton would win the championship. Although that may still happen next week. You don't know. But Drew McIntyre got the win with a by God backslide to win retain the championship.
Look, they're going to miss the boat on this feud if one thing doesn't happen.
What?
Charlotte Flair comes out, cost Orton a match, and they set up a match between Charlotte and Randy.
Oh, my gosh.
She's got to defend her daddy.
She's
got to defend her brother. She's got to defend the Flair honor. And out of all the women in professional wrestling, she could be the one that could actually hang with a guy wrestling. She's got the size.
I'm not disagreeing.
Got the ability. So
I'm not disagreeing.
They would miss the mark if they don't make this match happen.
I'm not disagreeing, but I don't care nothing about seeing a man versus a woman. I'm not interested.
All right, that's fine. She needs to come out, no holds barred, and then Flair gets involved, and it becomes a melee.
Flair can't get involved. He couldn't even fall down the other night.
Look,
I hate it.
Is 70-some years old.
And I agree, and I hate it. It makes my heart hurt to see him like that.
It kills me.
Because I remember '89 Flair.
You know that part that he told back to Randy Orton I read last week was not supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Flair made that up all on his own.
Yeah.
It was unscripted.
Because he's good.
He's amazing.
Because he's good.
Amazing.
The main event for the night was the Falls Count Anywhere Universal Championship match with the champion Braun Strowman taking on the challenger, the Fiend. These boys had a flat-out brawl. They were beating the devil out of each other. I thought Alexa Bliss would come out somewhere and play some role in this, but she was nowhere to be found. And the Fiend got the win in a tough match against Braun Strowman. Then you had the surprise of the night when Roman Reigns come back and speared both the Fiend and Braun Strowman to kind of let everybody know the big dog is back.
Did you see it coming?
No.
I mean, you didn't even hear, rumors of this happening.
No.
So, very well kept secret. If they bring him back as a heel, I probably would like it. Don't bring him back and try to make him the baby face. Let him just destroy people.
Have you noticed all these pay-per-views, they have taglines now, right? Like this one was SummerSlam, you'll never see it coming.
Right.
The last one was, what was the last one? Was it TLC? No. Whatever it was the horror show.
Right.
And then you had Backlash was the greatest wrestling match ever.
Yeah.
So these taglines kind of give you something that's going to happen. And I'm guessing the Roman Reigns surprise was the thing that you would never see coming.
Did they have a tagline for next week?
Well, that's what I want to ask, because I heard this on another podcast I was listening to. The guy was doing a live stream on YouTube, and he asked people to give them, examples. It's Payback. What would be the tagline?
Right.
What you got?
Payback. Man.
They said it had a good one on there. They can't use it, though.
What was it?
What's Payback?
What's Payback?
What is Payback?
You get somebody back.
No. What's the line? Payback is... Yes, that should be the line that they use. At the tagline.
So you can see a Hell in a Cell match at Payback.
I don't know that you will, but I don't know. I would say if I had to pick a tagline, I would say Payback, Roman's back, because this is all going to be built around Roman Reigns. I guarantee you, everything's going to be built around Roman Reigns.
Payback is revenge.
Well, I was thinking for something a little more entertaining.
All right, I'm not.
Come on.
Because, see, if you put revenge...
I'm thinking something a little more entertaining from you, not from WWE.
No, revenge, it doesn't pertain to one match. It could go to a lot of them, right?
How about Payback sucks? How about that?
WWE sucks.
Well, Payback, WWE sucks.
All right. Payback is a... and Sister Abigail could come out.
I think they've already announced the triple threat match for the Universal Championship.
Yes.
Braun, the Fiend, and Roman Reigns. What's the odds? What's the chances here?
Roman's coming out with the belt.
Roman's winning that championship.
Oh, he's supposed to have done had it, right before Corona hit.
We saying 75%?
I'm going 95.
Oh, okay, 95%. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
He's not going to pin the Fiend. He's going to pin Braun, because you got to keep the Fiend strong.
The only way I could see Roman not winning is the Fiend and Braun, the family comes back together with Sister Abigail, and you get another little faction going.
It's possible.
And you could build that up.
It's possible.
You could have Alexa Bliss come out as Sister Abigail. You saved her for this pay-per-view because you brought Roman back. And so you could see that angle coming.
I still think Roman's walking out with the belt.
I do too, but that would be my one way that he doesn't.
All right,
he's not losing clean.
No. If he doesn't win, then the Fiend's pinning Braun. Roman's not getting pinned.
Right.
Yeah. All in all, SummerSlam 2020, good show, much better pay-per-view, probably the best pay-per-view they've had since the pandemic, since in the Corona era. Best pay-per-view they've had, mainly because of the Thunderdome because of the fans. It looked better. It felt better. It's the better show.
Don't mess it up, y'all.
Don't mess it up. On Saturday night, we had the NXT TakeOver 30. By the way, the best part, I wouldn't say the best, one of the best parts of these NXT shows, of the last 30 of them, which, by the way, there's never been a bad NXT show in 30 of them, is the fans. They've got great fans. They react well. They're involved. They're paying attention. They're not.
It's a little cult thing going on.
They're not. It's underground type deal.
Yep.
So I think NXT TakeOver could have benefited from the Thunderdome if they would have had the fans there.
Right, I can see
at
that.
least the pictures of the fans.
Yep.
It would have helped them out. But we had NXT TakeOver 30 on Saturday night. That show opened up with Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. And if you did not watch this match, you need to go back and watch this match. These fools beat the devil out of each other. Like, Timothy Thatcher's got that kind of style anyway, where he's just a bad A and he kind of bends your fingers and tries to break your arm, all that kind of good stuff. But Balor took it well, and Balor dished it out. This was a tough match. They beat the piss out of each other, with Balor getting the win over Timothy Thatcher.
Let me ask you this about Finn.
I got a question for you. Go ahead.
Are you surprised he doesn't have the belt yet? Like, let's go back to when he first appeared.
Yeah. That
All
was
right?
a big night. I remember that night.
Right? And so, I mean, he's not even in the picture. Ciampa, not even in the picture.
Yeah, I think.
Are they missing a boat here?
No, I think Finn is just there for a little while. I think he'll be back on Monday nights or Friday nights sooner than later. Maybe real sooner. Maybe like this week type deal. I think he's moving on.
All right. Do you think either one of those guys are involved with Retribution?
No.
Okay.
No. However, if they did, listen, this whole Retribution thing has not been done well at all.
Oh, it's been terrible.
Because they haven't done anything except throw some bricks through a glass window. You can go to Chicago any day and see that.
Yeah.
You go to Wisconsin right now and see that.
Absolutely.
That ain't nothing. Now, he may have a big payoff in the end. And if it does, it'd be great. But as of right now, what they've done so far,
Who's the leader of Retribution?
Well, if I was doing it, I would take, like, people that have been kind of cast offs.
Right.
Finn.
Yep.
Sami Zayn.
Yep.
Shinsuke.
Yep.
Take some names.
Right.
I don't want to see Carmella in this thing.
Oh, Lord.
I don't want to see R-Truth in this thing. I want to see some names.
You know who the rumor is right now who's the leader?
Who?
The Miz.
I don't want to see it.
So that's the rumor, because they attacked one last week, and everybody came to the ring and ran them off.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 minutes later, the Miz showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's the rumor. So
yeah, I want to see some big names in this deal. If Roman was a part of it, he come back.
I'm good with that.
Listen, do that. I'm all
good
for
with
it.
that.
Take these boys that have been kind of cast off, been kind of pushed to the side.
I would even take Undisputed Era. Have them
yeah.
show up like that.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, it's on.
Yeah. But, gosh, I just hope they just leave. There's nothing else. We're going to get to Undisputed Era in a minute. We'll just hold off on that. All right, next up, we have the North American Championship ladder match. And you had, let me see if I can find who all was in this match. It was unbelievable. You had 5 people in there. You had the Velveteen Dream. You had Damian Priest. You had Johnny Gargano. You had Bronson Reed. And you had, who was the 5th one? Cameron Grimes.
From Burlington, North Carolina.
Primetime Cameron Grimes. And these boys, this was like a big spot fest. There were spots all over the place, and it was wonderful, and I loved it. The Dream took a spot. He was in the middle of the ring. He was over to the side of the ring, climbing up the ladder. I think it was Bronson Reed come up, started tilting the ladder from the other side. Dream took a bump from the top of the ladder over the ropes, over the guardrail, into a table on the first row in the stands.
Nice.
Head first.
And they want him fired.
Hadn't seen him since.
And they want him fired.
Hadn't seen him since.
Well, could that may be his way he's written off?
No, they ain't firing him. Candice LeRae come out to help Johnny Gargano. One time, Bronson Reed was climbing up the ladder. Candice jumped on his back. Gargano was laying down on the mat underneath him. So Bronson Reed turned and did a big splash off the ladder onto Gargano with Candice LeRae on his back. I immediately started praying. I hope she's okay. Lord, please let her be okay.
She's fine. She's fine. She will be back for Michael Jernigan next week.
Oh, gosh, I'll be watching. The match ended when, what's my man's name? Damian Priest. Damian Priest climbed the ladder, got the belt, and became the new North American NXT champion. He immediately went to the back, got in a hot tub with two lovely ladies. There was a redhead on the left. Her name is Brandy. Look her up, Brandy Wrestling.
I like it.
She will be the biggest star to come out of this whole deal. Did you see that picture?
Yes. It was amazing.
Let me look at it right now.
Look at it. Nothing wrong with that.
She will be the biggest star to come out of this whole show because of that one picture of them in the hot tub.
Where'd that idea come from?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Where'd that idea come from?
Jericho.
Close.
Jericho's in the hot tub, baby.
Rob Van Dam.
He get in the hot tub?
Yeah. And they had to stop it because he started promoting a threesome.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. So congratulations to Damian Priest on being the new NXT champion, and congratulations to Brandy, redheaded Brandy, for being the next biggest star in NXT.
Yes.
On Twitter. All right, next up we had Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. This is the match that I was looking forward to maybe the most out of this whole show, to see what McAfee and Adam Cole did. The setup was really good. They had obviously they had the big blow up on McAfee's show. Then McAfee come to NXT, punted Adam Cole in the face, and that set up this show. Triple H was on ESPN and announced the match for TakeOver 30, and so here we are. I loved McAfee's entrance. He started out, Adam Cole come out first, was in the ring by himself. McAfee's in the back, sitting on one of those big travel cases, cuts a promo while in the back.
I like it.
And then he says, boys, hit my music. I'm coming to that ring. Then he walks to the ring with his squad, with his boys. And these jokers had a really good match, much better than what I expected. We said a couple weeks ago, we expected when this whole thing started that McAfee would not wrestle, but he would have some people wrestle the Undisputed Era type deal, where he would put together a crew. But McAfee was in the ring. He is an athlete. Yep. I realize he's a punter. He was the best punter of the decade. We get that. But McAfee did well. Obviously, he's good speaking on the microphone, but his stuff in the ring was really well done. There was one spot where Cole was up on the top rope, sitting on the top rope. McAfee was up getting ready for a superplex. Cole pushed him. McAfee does a backflip, lands on his feet, yells something at Adam Cole, runs, jumps all in one jump, back up to the top rope, and hits the superplex on Adam Cole.
It looked good.
There's not many people that can pull that off, me being one of them, and Rey Mysterio being one, because he can't jump that high because he's so little. He can never jump that high.
He's still not Dominic's daddy.
Come on. The match kind of turned when Adam Cole's head was laying underneath the bottom rope. McAfee went to punt it, and Adam Cole moved. McAfee kicked the steps and hurt his foot, and then Cole ended up getting the win over McAfee, which he should have gotten the win.
Oh yeah,
over McAfee. But man,
they still made McAfee look good.
Listen, if there's probably a better person in NXT to have your first match with, I can't think of a better one than Adam Cole.
Right.
There's nobody in NXT, maybe Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano. There's nobody other than those boys. Maybe Johnny Gargano.
They'll make you look good.
Yes. They'll take care of you. They know what they're doing. They'll know what you're doing, and they will make you look as good as you can be. So well done, Pat McAfee and Adam Cole. Now, what's going to happen with Adam Cole now? They've done everything they could do in NXT.
I don't know.
He's been the longest reigning champion. The boys have been tag team champions multiple times.
Yep.
Roderick Strong has been North American champion. Unless they're going to turn on Adam Cole, which I thought that could happen Saturday night, but it didn't. But unless they turn on Adam Cole, or maybe if Adam Cole turns and he's a good guy, and you have a good Undisputed Era instead of a bad Undisputed Era, I don't know what they're going to do. What else is left for them to do?
Here's what I hope.
But I don't want them to call him up to Monday night or Friday nights
and smash him,
because they're going to screw him up because he's 5 foot tall.
Right. And here's the other thing I don't want to happen. Remember back in the NWO era?
Yeah.
It got so big. You had NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to see, like you mentioned, half of them leave and start Undisputed Era here, and then they recruited a couple guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got 2 different Undisputed Eras. I hope they don't run that segment.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Listen, AEW, if you want some factions, AEW's got the factions.
That's all they are.
Like everybody on their roster is in a team, except for what's my man is with Jake the Snake? What's his name?
Oh yeah,
Archer.
Yeah,
Lance Archer. Yeah. And except for him, he'll be in one pretty soon, I bet. But them jokers, they're factioned out.
I love it.
I'm not opposed, but they're factioned out. Next up, we had the women's NXT Championship match, Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai, and I said this on Twitter, and I believe it to be true. Nobody has better entrance music than Io Shirai. I love her entrance music. It's got a Japanese feel to it, and she's good, and I just love it so much.
I love it.
I love it so much. Not as much as Candice LeRae, but I love it so much. Io Shirai picks up the win over Dakota Kai. Raquel Gonzalez tried to help out Dakota Kai. It didn't work. Io hit the moonsault to beat Dakota Kai and to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley come out to kind of stare down with Raquel Gonzalez. And then when she was leaving and Io was in the ring celebrating, the camera shot picked up a sweet shot of Io there holding up her belt. And then behind her at the top of the ramp, you saw Rhea just staring her down, hopefully setting something up with those 2 young ladies in the future. The main event of Saturday night was Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross, the undefeated Karrion Kross. Did you see last Wednesday when Keith Lee and Karrion Kross signed their contracts?
Yes.
And somehow a fireball got put in the contract, hit Keith Lee in the face, burned his face all up. That's old school right there.
Love it.
Fireball's old school. We had talked a couple of weeks ago what they're going to do, who's going to win the match. Keith Lee just won the belt a month ago.
Yep.
Karrion Kross is undefeated. Is it too early? And Karrion Kross gets the win over Keith Lee. Now we know why, because Keith Lee's going to Monday nights. And so Karrion Kross is your new NXT champion.
What did you notice?
But my man separated his shoulder during the match.
Yeah, I did hear that.
So who knows? Well, I guess we'll find out tonight if he's got to give up the belt, if he can keep it and just kind of hang out on the sidelines for a little while till it heals up. So we'll see what happens.
I think you can keep it on him for a couple of weeks, let him heal up, just build up something.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. You know, Finn, remember SummerSlam, 3 years ago? When Finn won the championship with Seth Rollins, he separated his shoulder the same night. He had to give it up the next day.
Yeah, but he had to have major surgery, so you got to see what
he was out for 6 months.
Level is, so.
And by the way, he has never gotten a rematch for that. Has never sniffed a championship match since that time.
So here's the question. Did you watch Raw?
No.
With Keith Lee coming out?
No.
Vince McMahon. I know you listen.
Of course he does.
You're an idiot.
Hold. Did my man have on a dress?
No.
Okay.
We know you don't like chunky guys, right? Keith Lee's a little chunky.
He's thick.
Keith Lee has never wore a shirt in NXT that he wrestled in.
Did he wrestle in a shirt?
He wrestled in a By God shirt. Like a sleeveless, like muscle shirt type deal.
That's just because he's thick.
Right. Vince, let the guy be who he is.
I didn't know he wrestled in a shirt.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I thought, man, are you going to the pool and go swimming? What are you doing here? Why does Vince do these to these guys?
Unbelievable.
That's why you can't buy Raw or SmackDown because Vince has so much say-so that he screws up everything.
At least they hadn't put him with the Hurt Crew yet.
Oh.
What's them boys? Is that right? The Hurt Crew?
Oh, shoot. What is it? The Hurt? Is it the Hurt Club or the Hurt Alliance? Something like that?
Something.
Yeah.
At least he hadn't jumped in with them yet.
Yeah. Although I do like MVP on the mic.
I like MVP on the mic. He don't need to be wrestling.
No.
But yeah, I'm all for him on the mic.
And they're trying to get Cedric Alexander in the club now.
Of course.
Trying to separate him and Ricochet. So
of course.
The Hurt Business.
Hurt Business.
The Hurt Business.
As long as they keep Keith Lee out of that, Because listen, he fits.
He does. He can't talk.
He's black.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, but yeah.
That was my point.
Yeah.
Why are all the
They're trying to redo the Nation of Domination.
No, we don't need to redo the Nation of Domination. Stop it.
All
right,
we'll see what
overall,
happens.
NXT 30 gets a thumbs up for me, gets a double thumbs up for me because it was better than SmackDown. We got a lot coming up this week. Got a pay-per-view coming up next week. Payback is a you-know-what.
Payback is a
Coming up next Sunday, and then AEW has their PPV the following Sunday.
All out,
Or
baby.
the following Saturday, I believe, on September 5th or 6th, whatever that.
I love their pay-per-views being on Saturdays.
I
love it.
I prefer Sundays.
I don't.
I prefer Sundays.
I get up and go work out. I can sleep in on Sunday a little bit longer.
I don't sleep in on Sundays. I'm up at 6 o'clock.
Love it.
Sometimes 5:30 on Sundays.
Love it.
All right, everybody, listen. This is our last show of the main event wrestling podcast with Press Play Podcast Network. Real quick, we just want to give a quick shout out to Chase Smith and everybody over at PressPlayPodcast.com. Thank you guys so much for letting us take up your time over the past year, letting us have a little fun and make fun of some people and talk a little junk over the past year. We appreciate you. You guys are the best. We love you all. Jam, you got some final words for the Main Event Wrestling Podcast?
Is this really our last show?
Yeah, bro.
When did we decide this?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I'm good.
We didn't get renewed. We didn't get extended.
No.
Not true. Not true.
Not true. That we tried.
It's on us. It's on us.
We got other, stuff we got to take care of, but it's been a blast talking with you guys on the show, on Twitter, and all that good stuff. It's been a great year. Thank you, Chase Smith. You're phenomenal. But Chase, know this: Cleveland Browns are still going to suck.
My parting words, Main Event Wrestling Podcast. This is Michael Jernigan. That's J.M. Patterson. Roman Reigns still sucks.